Hello, everybody. So, my Sunday videos are always pretty quick, especially after such a rough week for strategy. This past week in the market was pretty rough, but we are rebounding. It's crazy to think that I'm rejoicing at a Bitcoin at 108,500, but I am. We bounced back from 103. It's hard to believe that 2.5 days ago, Bitcoin dipped to below 103. There has been a lot of capitulation. A lot of people are still upset about the event of last Friday, where 19 billion of people got liquidated. And, this is exactly, I want to give a shout out to Tom Lee, who, has a crazy prediction for the end of the year, 250,000. But, he's also voiced his bullishness for strategy multiple times, really playing for Saylor's team and his own team with BMNR and his own Ethereum bet. But, he was talking about how MSTR is a granny shot. He owns it in his ETF. He owns MSTR and is extremely bullish on MSTR. That was, of course, a reply to Saylor's announcement of Dot Day today, an hour ago earlier. And he believes we're going back up. He believes we're in the basement and we're working our way back up. And, I believe that too. This is what happens with Bitcoin, with a lot of stocks, is we take the elevator down, we take the stairs back up. I want to talk about this interview too of Tom Lee with Cathie Wood. 3 days ago, they posted this interview, and you'll find out that Cathie Wood is also pretty bullish on MSTR, even though she doesn't own it directly. She owns Bitcoin in her funds, but she's pretty bullish on MSTR. And to me, that's very telling. Her ETFs are actually performing quite well this year. They've been doing very well this year. Obviously not as good in 2021, but that's bullish to see very famous money managers who are getting behind MSTR. And of course, the question of the day is, did he actually buy more? And is he announcing a buy on Monday? Did he buy more these past 6 days, right? These past 5 trading days, did he buy more? And the one thing is, I'm not so sure. When I read this, when I say the most important orange dot is always the next. Does he mean that there's no buy tomorrow and it will be the next buy, the next orange dot that will be important? There's a few times where he posted this and he actually didn't buy. So maybe he did not buy. And of course, that's the point I was making in my video yesterday, is aside from ATMing Strife, there's not much he could have done yesterday. And also, the MNAV was so low, I doubt he should come on equity. So to me, it's either going to be a very small buy or no buy at all. I wouldn't be surprised if it was no buy at all. And let me briefly finish this video talking about, of course, the trade war being responsible for the sell-off last Friday, for the liquidation, that surprise morning tweet, and worsened by an even more surprise tweet later saying Trump was going to place 100% tariff on China by November 1st. Well, you can see this is a Polymarket screenshot. Polymarket doesn't believe that. Only 14% chance of that happening. And as I read the tweets or the rumor, on the internet, lots of these accounts very well connected. This one unusual whale saying, the U.S. is rolling back tariffs on products that cannot be grown or mined in the United States, per the Wall Street Journal. So be very careful about the Wall Street Journal, right? They said Elon Musk was quitting, even though the board said he was never going to do it, and they published the story anyway. So let's be very careful with WSG. But they're saying that apparently there will be no tariffs on that. We'll see. But this one is perhaps a little better, is Trump praising China and praising President Xi after, of course, a very harsh week 2 weeks ago. That's the usual strategy. That's a typical strategy. And I think we will come to a resolution in the next 11 days. I don't think we're going to see these tariffs, and which is why I'm bullish. I think it's going back up. It looks like we bottomed on the fear and greed. We bottomed yesterday. We're bouncing back on fear and greed too, but very, very, very high fear still right now. And typically, what do we know? When there's high fear, typically it means buy. And when there's high greed, typically it means sell. You sell when others are greedy, and you buy when others are fearful, as the saying goes. But None of this is ever investment advice. This is not financial advice. This is only entertainment. Please like, please subscribe, follow me on Patreon. Follow me on X. Yeah, short video today. Enjoy your Sunday. Have a great weekend, and I will see you more on Monday. No financial advice. Have a great weekend.